Hi there and welcome. We are going to do a snack class. That's a short but powerful class focusing on the spine. Obviously, you're going to get some extra benefits from the glutes and the abdominals here. Yeah, we're really trying to improve our spinal segmentation and our rotation. So here we go. We're going to start on our hands and knees in your all fours position. And go ahead and tuck the toes under, making sure your knees are in line with your hips and your wrists in line with your shoulders, and then spread those fingers apart. Okay, we're going to do a spinal segmentation or a cat-cow. And we're really keeping a push into the big toes, knees and hands, and trying to keep the elbows locked, okay? No excessive movements in the scapula, so really keep that nice strong position. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, irradiate, and I want you to tuck your tailbone between your legs, and you're just going to segment the spine one vertebra at a time, finding full spinal flexion. And then lifting your tailbone up to the sky, unraveling one vertebra at a time, finding full spinal extension. As you're moving, you're thinking a little bit about your abdominals here as well. As you're rounding that spine, spreading each vertebra apart, and then lifting the tail like you're spreading your sit bones. And you're trying to squeeze those vertebrae together as you travel up into full extension. Let's go ahead and do one more. Tucking the tail, keeping that push into the big toes, knees, arms and hands. Really rounding that upper spine, chin to chest. And then one last time into extension. Moving nice and slow, controlled. And then finding that gaze and chin up to the ceiling. Great job. Okay, we're going to come into a high kneeling position, and you can take those knees a little wider, and if you want a little bit more internal body tension, you can get a block between those inner thighs and really squeeze. I like to tuck my toes under, and we're going to work on that global spinal car. So have those hands wrapping around the shoulders, get a nice bear hug. Tuck the tail between the legs, so really feel that glute activation as well. And now keeping that pelvis still in space, so we're really just working the spine here. So breathe in, exhale, irradiate, and you're going to drop the chin to chest. And I want you to flex and round that upper spine. You're pushing your rib cage back, your elbows are pulling towards your belly, and you're rounding as best as you can, like you're doing an abdominal curl. And then when you can't go anymore, I want you to rotate to that right, and you're going to let that right shoulder pull behind your right heel. Then you're going to extend the spine, collarbones facing the ceiling. We're going to rotate over that the left shoulder pulling down. And now really get that right elbow pulling down to that left knee. And then wrap yourself back center. And rotate, squeezing, keeping full body tension here. Moving through nice, controlled range of motion. That's it. Pulling down and wrapping yourself center. One more to the right. Good, rotating, finding that side bend. From the middle of the spine, you're segmenting into extension, rotating on that axis. Really pull that left shoulder down to the left heel and really pull that right elbow down to that left knee and then wrap yourself back center. And then we're going to stack one vertebrae at a time with the crown of the head last. All right, let's go to the left. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, irradiate. We're high irradiation here. Good. Full body tension. Rotate to that left now, watching that right hip and pelvis. Side bending, pulling that shoulder down. One vertebrae at a time, you're circling into extension. Let's rotate over. Pulling that right shoulder down to that right heel. Left elbow pulls down to that right knee. And then wrap yourself center. Two more. Really use your breath as well. Keep it flowing. I'm doing this work with you. So I'm working hard. That's it. Finding flexion, rotating back. One last time. Keep everything squeezing in your body. Nice and controlled and smooth. And that's it. Rotating over to that right side bend. Pull down. And then wrap yourself center. And then stack one vertebrae at a time with the crown of the head coming up last. Good job. Okay. We're going to do rotational holds. So we're going to do 3 reps each side. First rep is going to be 15-second hold. Second rep, 10-second hold. And then the third rep, 5. Okay, so I really want you to create that intention, that full body tension, and work on these movements. So keeping the same high kneeling stance, let's wrap those hands around the shoulders. Having a little tuck of the tail. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, not that chin to chest, and start to round that upper back. So I've used this candy cane reference before, where you're really trying to emulate that candy cane in that upper spine. When you can't go anymore, I want you to rotate to the right. Get your maximum rotation. Keep that left hip back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Keep rotating. And 15. And now rotate to the left. Stay flexed. Watch that right pelvis and hip doesn't follow. And here we hold. Squeeze. 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 Keep trying to rotate more. Keep pushing that pelvis back. And here we go. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate to that other side again. To the right we go. Hold and squeeze. Squeeze. Keep flexing. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to that left. Keep that right hip pushing back. And we hold. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to that right. Keep that left hip back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to that left side. Last time. Squeeze everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return center. And then stack that spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Whew. Nice work. Okay, so let's come down to lying on your back. And we're going to have the feet, knees, thighs in line with these hip bones. And we're going to bring the heels close to the seat, okay? And your arms are by your side. And I'm going to just have mine up so you can see my spine for the first rep, so you can see what I'm up to. Now, I want you to find what we call a neutral. So that's where there's going to be a little space underneath your lumbar spine. Your hip bones and pubic bone are parallel to the floor. And that's where we're going to start. And I want you to push those heels and big toes down into the floor. And you might feel a glute activation already. And now I want you to imagine those feet are stuck in space, they're stuck in cement, and you're trying to pull the heels towards your bum. So you're going to now feel a little bit of hamstring work. And we're going to go into a hip roll, finishing in a shoulder bridge, but we want to try go 1 vertebrae at a time, whilst keeping that push into the feet and engagement of the hamstrings. So you're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale. I want you to tuck your tailbone between your thighs, and you're going to start to roll the lower back onto the mat, and then it peels off. You're going to keep rolling, rolling. You keep tucking that pelvis. You keep rolling. It's nice and slow. You keep rolling, you keep tucking. And then you're going to find yourself in what we call a shoulder bridge. And we want to have a nice long line from our shoulders to our knees. So we're not overly popping in those ribs. Good. Hold it here. Now you're going to think about sinking and touching that upper spine down to the mat. And you're trying to go 1 vertebrae at a time. You're trying to hold onto your tuck. But the spine is going to roll and push down to the mat. 1 vertebrae at a time. You should be really feeling the glutes and the hamstrings, even the quads on stretch. And then you're going to lower all the way down until the tailbone goes heavy. We go again, keep that push into the feet. We tuck the tailbone. That's it. We're rolling the hips up, but we're trying to go 1 vertebrae at a time. That's it. Keep pushing into the feet, finding that nice long line. Take a deep breath in. Upper spine melts down. Really thinking about hollowing out that belly. That's going to help try to get more segments down. Good. Rolling, rolling. That's it. All the way down. Beautiful. Tail goes heavy. Breathe in. Got 3 more of these. Tuck that tail. Really try to move 1 vertebrae at a time. That's it. Rolling up. Pushing into those feet. Pushing those hips up to the sky. Upper spine. Rolling down. That's it. Moving as best as you can, 1 segment at a time. And again. And tuck the tail, going through that lower back, really seeing how many segments you can move at a time, 1 at a time. Rolling up, pushing into the feet, pulling heels to bum, pushing those hips up. And then start to melt that upper spine, scooping that belly, trying to hollow out That's it. One vertebra at a time. I know, this is tiring. Tailbone heavy, one last time. Tucking that tailbone between your legs, really trying to posterior tilt that pelvis. The more you think about tucking that pelvis, the more you're going to get that spinal segmentation. Good. Breathe it in. Keep that breath going. Rolling down, rolling down. And then finding that tailbone heavy. Beautiful. Nice job. Okay, so now I want you to stay on your back, but you're going to extend the legs. And I want you to flex the ankles. So you're going to dorsiflex. So imagine there's a wall behind your feet, okay, and you're keeping the soles of the feet on the floor. And we're going to do a roll up, and our arms are going to reach behind. They're not on the floor, they're hovered. And you'll only go as far as you can maintain these ribs and the rib cage pressing down to the floor. Okay, and it's going to go like this, nice and slow. You're going to breathe in, reach the arms up to the ceiling. You're going to nod your chin and you're going to peel one vertebrae at a time off. Really trying to move nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, rounding in that upper back, rounding forward, finding the sit bones, having that spine nice and flexed. And then you're going to scoop that belly. You're going to tuck that pelvis like you're doing your hip roll. And you're trying to get one vertebrae at a time down on the mat. And you're trying to go down evenly. So really pay attention. That's it. Nice and slow. And then the arms come up behind. Breathe in, nodding that chin, peeling off like you're rolling up a carpet, rolling, 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 finding the sit bones. Imagine that you're going up and over a big beach ball. And now scoop that belly, tucking the tailbone between your legs. Really trying to get that lumbar down, one vertebrae at a time. Good. That's it. Nice. And reaching those arms behind. Keeping the rib cage down. Again. And tucking. Seeing how slow you can peel off. That's it. Rounding, almost as if you're trying to push that rib cage back. Finding those sit bones. Stretching forward. Scooping that belly like you're trying to roll away from the thighs. Tucking the tail. Keeping those ankles dorsiflexed. And if you need to hook your feet on something, that's totally fine. If you need to bend your knees, you can. Probably should have said that at the start. Good. And we're rolling down. We've just got one more after this. Good. Really scoop. Really try to tuck that tail. Trying to get one vertebra at a time. Down, 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 down. Arms go overhead. One last time. And nodding that chin.
Good. So mobility and joint strength training is not stretching the whole time. It's like strength training. And we're really trying to move with intention and without compensation. And then reach those arms behind. Nice job. Okay, we're going to flip onto our stomach. And we're going to work extension, okay? So you can have your legs a little wider. You can have them laterally rotated. But I want you to make sure that you're still thinking about moving one vertebrae at a time. So you're not just hinging in one spot. And your gaze is going to be down to start. And you're going to think about shifting the gaze forward. And now you're starting to work from that upper cervical spine. Then it's that upper thoracic. And you're trying to think about squeezing those vertebrae together. Trying to engage all the tissue in that back. And you're going to go up just to basically that thoracolumbar junction. And then you're going to lower down, and you're really trying to think one vertebrae at a time as you go down. That's it. And then the gaze shifts back underneath you. So we're shifting the gaze forward. We start to work on those upper cervical vertebrae. And then we're literally trying to go one vertebrae at a time. See if you can have as minimal tension or effort in the hands. And down, down, down. One vertebrae at a time. Good. And again, we shift the gaze forward. We start to curl up. We're really thinking about squeezing all of that back tissue, back muscle. And then seeing if you can control it down without any hands or any support. And then no problems if you do need that support still. And again, last time. Really trying to make sure you're not just hinging from this lower back. You're moving one vertebrae at a time. That's it, squeezing everything. Now I want you to hold. Hold. I want you to squeeze everything in the back tissue. Good. Hold. Hold. And then you're going to go all the way back down. Whew. We're going to do one more of those. Looking forward, peeling up. Trying to move one vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to hold here. You can take your hands away. I want you to squeeze everything. See if you can lift that upper spine a little more. A little more. Hold. Hold. And then lower down with control. Nice job. Okay, we're going to finish this snack class with another global spinal car. So we're going to take those knees wide. And this time I want you to feel how your car feels after we've just done all of that work. And just think about what you need to contract and activate to do this exercise nice and smoothly. And so let's go ahead and tuck that tail under. Good. Let's crisscross across the shoulders like that bear hug. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Irradiate. Squeeze everything in that body. And now nod that chin and start to flex and round. Trying to create more spaces in between each vertebra. Pulling the rib cage back. Elbows pull to the hips. And now let's rotate to that right. Side bending. That right shoulder goes behind. Now think about what we just did before where we segmented into extension. And now let's rotate over to that left. Side bend, pulling that left shoulder down. Right elbow to the left knee. And then pulling yourself center. And let's go again. Rotate, really keeping that left hip and pelvis back. Side bend. Into extension. Rotating. Side bending to that left. Rotate and flex. And then pull yourself center. And let's stack the spine one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to go to the left, not the chin. Creating spaces between each vertebra. Thinking about using those abdominals to help you flex. Now let's rotate to that left. Side bend. Circle into extension. Rotating over to that right. Side bend. Flex. And then rotate, wrapping yourself. One last time. Give me everything. That's it. And over. Side bend. Flex. And then wrap yourself center. And then stack that spine up nice and tall. And then you're done. Hopefully you feel great in that spine. Go for a little walk, see how you feel. A lot of people reference that they feel more length, lighter. And hopefully see you soon in our next session. Take care. Bye.